All right, everyone, welcome to SSW TimePro sprint review for sprint 356. And for this sprint, we have two sprint goals. One is like both for own billing epic. The first one is a backlog refinement because we run out of our PBIs for the epic. And then the second one is to configure the Azure Service Bus as the event queue on the Azure side to receive the TimePro webhook payload. So these are both done, and let's continue. This is also a 1 week sprint. Sam, I, Tom, Jeffrey, and Jim were working on this sprint, but Jim also, he only had 2 days on TimePro and left for client work. That's why he's not here today. And then for the capacity, we start with estimate capacity of 52. Somehow someone didn't take a day leave or something, so we get like 3 more capacity up to 55. And you can see this is the timesheet data that we recorded for the sprint. And going down to sprint backlog. So these two are the sprint goals that we mentioned. This one we actually take a lot longer than expected. Sam and I were pair programming on this one because we are neither of us were familiar with the Azure Service Bus or Azure Functions. So we kind of spent more time trying to unblock ourselves with the deployment issues and how to set up the resources. And one more thing to note about is this one done by Jeffrey. We put a little bot icon here because he managed to finish the whole PBI without making any manual changes. And would you like to see a demo for this bug fix?
Sure.
All right,
cool.
hand over
I'm going to take screen
Jeffrey.
share then. Yeah, sharing screen right now. And you see TimePro?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm in a new invoice page here. So the bug was if you have an invoice of type, say, product or both, if you want to add an invoice item here, I'm going to click on here. And I'm just going to select a product and an SKU quickly. I'm going to add a note here, say test. And I'm going to save this invoice now. The bug was if you reopen this one now and edit it, test 1, you were not able to save. So the save was blocked. Now you can save again. So this is fixed. So I can hit save, open it, and I can see test 1 is still there. So nice. This is the fix.
Now, when you did that, did you investigate and do you look at the source code history to see who introduced the bug?
No, I didn't look for a culprit. So I just fixed it.
I think that you should, and you should see
okay, right.
what happened. Also, can you see that in the labels there, the last updated by doesn't fit? So the next person that fixed that should tell you that you left that behind. And and I think all those labels are meant to be right aligned.
Yeah,
you can look up the standard, but I'm pretty sure that is what it should be.
Okay, I'll take a note and share it after the call.
Okay.
Cool. Sylvia, you can take back.
Also, the cross in the top right seems to be a long way from the
top right corner. I see it. It's misaligned. Okay. I'll fix the UI stuff on this page.
Yep.
You should test using, Claude's Claude design or the playwright stuff that you saw today in the Chewing the Fat, whether it would recommend any of those changes. Can you do that first, Jeffrey, just to see if you could have finished that PBI and then say, hey, playwright, any UI suggestions here?
Yeah, I haven't done CTF yet, but because it's 9:30 for me. But yeah, I'll check CTF and apply this.
All right.
Noted.
So continue. The other 2 downs are one for this. This was actually already fixed the last sprint. We just have a 1 point to check it's actually active in prod. And the other one is the down video. I show you the V1 version, and I still need to do a V2. So that is a new PBI that I created for V2 for the next sprint. Do you want me to get into details for any of the in progress one?
Only if you did a lot of work on them.
Maybe this one. This is also related to Azure function, but yeah, it's just along with the Azure Service Bus that we are trying to hook up the resources and get them connected. yeah, we estimate a low effort, but then it actually doubled. So that's that. Continue to the stats for timesheet usage. These ones doesn't change much. As last time, we still didn't get a capacity to put this GitHub integration in. And then going down to deployment section, we had like one production deployment this sprint. That's on Thursday. So everything in staging get pushed to prod. And then no change in the code coverage, no new test added. The pipeline health looks fine. And then the application health overview, we Yak-shaped a new PBI for this red dependency lines that you called out last summary. So that will be worked on in next sprint to investigate these failures. Then going down to the state of epics, because we did a backlog refinement this sprint, we increased the amount of PBIs. We also take out a few stale ones that those ones are no longer true or like created a long ago. So now the PBI counts goes up to 28. And then the progress percentage is 57, so 1% higher than last sprint. That also count into because we add we refined more PBIs for the next two sprints. Any questions so far?
No. So Luke can't find the recording. Could you tag him on that, Jeffrey, in the chat so he can see it? Did you stop the call after when you finished? You stopped the call, ended the call.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
We ended the call and we jumped out. Yes.
Yeah.
I can see it. I just ping in there, but
yeah, just put out Luke now.
Probably because Luke joined without sharing the chat history.
Right. Yeah, because he messages in the actual chat, so there's no point in adding him.
Yeah, you will see it in activity in Teams, Luke.
I'll send him the link.
Mentioned. Yeah.
I just sent him the link.
No, you should just be able to mention him in the chat.
I can mention him, but he just messaged in this chat, so there's no. He just doesn't see the history.
It's the wrong chat, isn't it?
No, I can see the recap in the same chat.
I cannot see the history. Yeah.
The history
in the middle. Yeah.
Oh,
I just sent him the link. Look.
Yeah. You can give me the recording link. Yeah.
You should see it now. Let me know if this one works. I just sent it to you in private.
All right, keep going.
Yeah. So Jeffrey, you will do the AI part? Yeah.
Let's go. So AI use, you can see most of us use AI almost constantly. So we all around 80% usage, which means there's still a little bit of human factor. Most of us use Cloud Code and Cursor, also Copilot. We also all use Yakshaver, so that's also good, except for Tom. So Tom, please Yakshave some stuff next week. About the Cloud stats, so I'm just going to share screen and show you the actual dashboard we have. And here we are. Can you guys see the TimePro dashboard?
Yep.
So I looked it up and it picked up everything correctly. So we had 2 sprint goals achieved. The epic ROAS is around 57%, which is correct. Now I looked up on the overview and it basically discussed everything we talked about in the meeting. I'm not going to cover everything because there's a lot. Let's click onto timeline now to see the speaking times. So Sylvia was the main speaker because she's a Scrum Master. And then Michael and myself spoke as well. And then Tom and Sam in the end. Sam was quite silent, actually. So yeah, please, Sam, speak a bit more next time. Next one is our people and roles. So I found something funny here. So it called Sylvia a meeting facilitator developer. So I don't know why. It's always been a Scrum Master. And now for the first time, she's a meeting facilitator. Not sure why. Mike, he only scored 4 because he jumped into a client call, which I think is more important than this meeting. But Claude seems to think that this sprint review should be more important than client work. And this is just the rest of the devs. But yeah. Next one is the insights. So it picked 2 elephants in the room. Michael joining all the calls during the meeting, but that's because it's important clients. So it makes sense for us. And the second one was the 1 month estimate. So Mike asked us how long the on-billing work would take. We said 1 month, but Claude seems to think it's going to take longer. I tend to think as well, because it's still unclear. Like we still have some unexpected work on the way, so it might take more than a month. But this is just our best estimate, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, that's about it. Any question, guys, about the dashboard? Want to see more data somewhere else?
Yep. So continue because we are still waiting for the Copilot stats. We could jump over to retro. Tom, do you want to take over?
Hold on. What happened to the AI tools?
The AI tools?
So we talked about the AI tools, AI usage.
Oh, we've done that, have we?
Yeah,
and
we did.
Yeah.
Was anyone blocked?
Blocked by AI tools?
Yeah, like I'm just obviously this team is using AI a little bit less than other teams. I'm like, all that stuff you did with Azure Service Bus. Did you do did you get AI to help with any of that?
We did actually. Sam and I, we were approaching with different tools. I think Sam was mainly using the Claude Code CLI, and I was using the GitHub Copilot. So we were facing some blockers and like different AI kind of proposed different solutions. But then I think in the end, Sam, when you decide to swap from Linux to Windows, that end up like solving our problem, was that a AI recommendation or you just figured out yourself?
Yeah, it's a bit in concert. So I went back and forth a lot with AI, and it always seemed to point to, oh, because you're using Linux, et cetera, et cetera. And so I kind of just thought behind the scenes, and I thought Windows is likely more supported from what I'd seen. Switched to that, and things became a bit easier from there. So it was interesting that none of the AI tools really pointed out or had that extra context that the Linux wasn't as well supported. And I think that's because it likes to be very positive. It likes to assume that whatever you're doing currently is going to work out well, and it's not going to suggest a more wholesale change like that. But which is fair. But yeah, it ended up working well.
Are you using Linux for your desktop?
No, this is for the deployed Azure function, and just by default. Yeah. I didn't make that clear, but yeah.
Yeah, generally I would say the idea is that we went to .NET 10 to get rid of all .NET framework so we could deploy to Linux. So switching it to Windows does not seem to be the right solution here. Yeah, look, I don't know a lot about what you've done, but it certainly sounds unusual.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I'll definitely look into that more. I think Sylvia, we found that there was a few different bits of advice that we were finding, like the .NET 10 isn't quite supported with isolated Azure functions. If anyone knows better, feel free to message us privately after the chat. But yeah, that's something we can look into more.
Okay, all right.
Yep, so I will take over. Actually, I should ask Jeffrey, do you think the overview from Claude is mostly accurate or not accurate?
Yeah, well, I think it's accurate. It's still being harsh with the scoring people, but yeah, it's accurate.
Okay, cool. So let's go over to retro, and Tom will do the retro for us.
Okay, thank you, Sylvia. So for the retro part, first we came to what went well. So Sylvia said we have done great progress on the sprint goals. We done both sprint goals, and we done another backlog refinement for the next sprint. And also Sam said they had a bit of pair programming about the Azure IAC or the Azure function deployment. So the team knows a little bit more about the Azure functionalities. And for what didn't go well, Sam said we had the more time spent on the Azure function development, which he has explained earlier. It's chosen between Windows and Linux. And also Jeffrey said on the sprint review, Sam can only stay 1 hour because of the time zone problem. Okay, so maybe we'll fix that in the next sprint or whatever. And also Tom, which is me, said we got interrupted by a lot of client work. So I don't think we put all the effort in the TimePro for me. So maybe we can improve that in the next sprint. And for the improvement, Sylvia said we do need to creating a knowledge sharing for the Azure resource setup and including Azure function deployment. So that's something we can do on the next. Okay, so that's our virtual part. Do you guys have any problems? Anything to add up? Okay, so let's proceed to the sprint forecast. So for the next sprint, we'll have a sprint for 1 week, starting from May 20th. I think starting from May the 18th, and
18th
also
to 22nd. Yeah.
okay, 18th to 22nd. Okay, so the main sprint goal would be on building Azure function, configure Azure function, and on building fetching CRM flag before downstream processing. So, and also because of the capacity, and Sylvia as a Scrum Master bring 2 more bugs into this sprint, which is writing of time sheets on log invoices show success but does not persist, and also the red dependency problem. Okay, so Michael, are you satisfied with these PBIs? Okay.
So any question regarding the PBIs that we are going to work on for next sprint?
Well, we haven't really gone through many of them. What I would say is anything that you believe you might be successful with vibe coding, you should put the robot emoji next to them so you know that you're going to try to do that. I see one with discussion, but usually the coding tasks are ones that you give it a go. And I did notice that Jeffrey and Sylvia aren't using Opus 4.7. Is there a reason?
It's just because the token usage goes too high.
Right. Same for you, Jeffrey?
Yeah, same. Yeah, I prefer Sonnet.
Mm.
Oh, actually,
I can try Opus.
That's actually a really important point, because are you mentioning whether it's Opus or Sonnet in the email?
We do,
Yes.
yeah, in the AI usage.
Oh, okay.
We mentioned the models.
There is sometimes a distinct difference between the results. What about something like on billing an Azure function where you don't necessarily use the code from Claude, but do you cut and paste screenshots and get assistance if you get stuck?
Because we use Bicep to do the deployment as well, so still like Cloud Code can help a lot on that side. But yeah, like we mentioned before, Sam and I, even with like the AI coding for us, we sometimes hit issues like we don't have authentication to view some of the resource, and then like some resource like we need IT or like the sysadmins to give a grant like some resource privilege to write to other resources. Those things like AI cannot really handle through code. Yeah, but then we need to like have more human effort investigating those kind of blockers and figure what to do. Yeah.
Any more questions, guys?
So
I think we're good.
we good? Then I will paste Luke's Copilot stats. You mentioned that you are missing one. I will just do it quickly right now. So this is what Copilot says for our main action completed. So it says the backlog refinement and Azure Service Bus setup completed. Yeah, that basically just repeat our Spring goals. So I will say that's accurate, but not very useful. And the other one, it says for the main action point to work on is implement Azure functions to complete the end-to-end service bus workflow for the onboarding billing flow. Okay. it calls it onboarding billing flow. But I mean, like, yeah, it's for the on billing epic. So I will say that's accurate as well.
Yeah, I think it code that Michael pushed to get us to finish this epic fast. So it's quite accurate.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Keen to get this one shipped.
Yeah. So that's everything. If no one has questions, then we could call the end of the meeting. And also, you can check out this meeting again on our SSW TimePro channel if you want to view it again. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Sylvia.
you.
Bye.
Thank you,
See
Sylvia.
you.
See you.